Hello, my third grade friends. I am going to continue to read from Wishtree, our book. I actually have it in my Kindle, so I can't really show you the pages like I do during library. So I hope you can be good listeners and follow along. So when we last met, Bongo was out and about. He had left a tree to go beg for some food from the kids in the playground by the school. And Red, the tree, our friend Wishtree, noticed that there was a little boy who was, or maybe not a little boy, just a teenage kid who was walking around the neighborhood who looked like he was up to no good. And remember, he had a little screwdriver in his hand, and he had made some markings on Wishtree. Of course, he doesn't know what it says, and he just knew that he was carving something onto his bark, and he didn't like that. So that was where we left off. So we're going to pick up on chapter 13 to see what happens, okay? So chapter 13. Bongo was the first to see what had happened to me. She landed on the base of my trunk, her head cocked, dropping the potato chip that she had in her beak, and she cried. I leave you alone for a few minutes, and look what happens. What on earth? It seems someone mistook me for a pumpkin, I said. When she didn't smile back, I added, because, I was carved. Remember how Red likes to tell jokes sometimes? For the millionth time, Red, explaining doesn't make things any funnier. Bongo flew to my lowest... Excuse me. Bongo flew to my lowest scaffold branch, one by my big primary limbs. She examined my injury. Does it hurt? Not the way an injury might hurt you. Trees are different that way. I gotta do something, Bongo said. There is nothing to be done. You got a major boo-boo. I want to help. You're the wise old tree. Tell me what to do. Really, Bongo, time heals all wounds. Bongo hates it when I philosophize. She rolled her eyes. At least I think she did. It's hard to tell with crows. Their eyes are like morning blackberries, dark and dewy. I just hope my bark isn't ruined, I said. That's my favorite side. It's not ruined, just decorated. Like those tattoos peoples get. Bongo nudged me with her beak. Show me who did this. I'll get him. I'll squawk at his window in the middle of the night. I'll dive bomb him and I'll yank out some here. She flapped her wings. No, better yet, I'll make a deposit on his head. You know what that means, right? When a bird makes a deposit, she's going to drop one right on his head. I'll make a deposit on his head every day for a year. She's a very good friend, isn't she? I didn't ask what kind of deposit. I was quite sure I knew what she meant. Bongo dear, I said, that won't be necessary. Bongo shifted from foot to foot. Something she did when she was working out a problem. You know, she said, it's almost time for wishing day. Maybe this is some kind of a wish. Just a poorly delivered one. Another wishing day, I repeated. It seemed like we had just had one. Had a whole year already come and gone. Days have a way of slipping past like raindrops on a river. One more round, Bongo said, of greedy people bugging you with their needs. One more round of hopeful people wishing for better things, I corrected. Wishing day was always a bit hard on me and on my residents. Usually the animals and the birds stay away that day to avoid curious hands and endless photographs. But it was just one day. I understood its history and my role in it. I knew people were full of longings. A mother tugging a toddler along the sidewalk, froze in place when she saw my trunk. Mommy, what does that say? Asked her little girl, who was clutching a stuffed animal dog by the bed-raggle tail. The mother doesn't answer. Mommy? They crossed the lawn. The mother stepped closer to me. It says leave, she finally said. Like trees have leaves? Here's what it says right there. What somebody had carved into the Wishtree. I hope you can see that. It says leave right there. Gently, the mother traced my cuts with her index finger. Maybe, she answered. Maybe like that. She looked over the two houses near me, shaking her head, and she tightened her grip on the little girl's hand. Let's hope that's all it means. Chapter 14. Those houses, my houses, one painted blue, one painted green, one with a black door, one with a brown door, one with a yellow mailbox, one with a red mailbox. For well over a century, I stared at them, prim and proper, some small size, same boxy shape, some same pitched roof and squat brick chimneys, architectural siblings. You know how sometimes when you drive down the street, you see two houses that look the same? That's what he means, that the houses look the same. Long before they were a glimmer in some builder's eye, I was here, right in the middle of things. If my roots stretched past the property line that separated them, well, that's never been my concern. Roots can go unruly. Mine explore the earth below both houses, perorated around their plumbing, anchored their foundations. I spread my shade fairly. I dropped my leaves evenly. I bombed their roofs with acorns in equal number. I did not play favorites. Over the years, many families had called those houses home. Babies and teenagers and grandparents and great-grandparents, they spoke Chinese and Spanish, Yoruba and English and French Creole. They ate tamales, pani puri, dim sum and fufu and grilled cheese sandwiches. Different languages, different food, different customs. That's our neighborhood, wild and tangled and colorful, just like the best kind of garden. A few months ago, a new family, Samar's family, rented the blue house. They were from a different country. Their ways were unfamiliar. Their words held new music. Just another transplant in our messy garden, it seemed. Except that this time, something changed. The air was uneasy. The parents in the greenhouse refused to welcome the new family. There were polite nods between the adults at first, but then even those vanished. Other things happened. Someone threw raw eggs at the blue house. One afternoon, a car passed by, filled with angry men yelling angry things like, "Muslims, get out!" Sometimes Samar will walk home, trailed by children taunting her. I love people dearly, and yet 216 rings, and I still haven't figured them out. Our neighborhood had welcomed many families from far away. What was different this time? Their headscarves that Samar's mother wore, or was it something else? As all this unfolded, busybody that I am, I kept tabs, eavesdropped, observed. I even interfered, though. I never interfered, though. Trees are impartial observations. We are strong in the silent type. Besides, what could I possibly do? I had limbs, but they could merely sway. I had a trunk, but it was rooted to the earth. I had a voice, but it could not be used. My resources were limited. So too, as it turned out, was my patience. Okay, we will stop there and pick up next time. We have library. I hope you guys are having fun, and I miss seeing you guys on Wednesdays during library. I miss the hugs from you guys when I see you in the hallways, and I hope to see you soon. Bye.